hear dining, front desk, assisted living. You know, you have this vision in your head, and when I tell you, it's more than just what you would think it was. So we all play a big role into First Colonial Inn. Not just one department's more important than another. When we all come together, we make it the warm, loving family environment that it has become over the years that I've been here. And then I have to say that Christy and Margie, I think, are the departments that have the most paperwork to file and go through. We all know Christy has a lot on her plate, but just to sit and on her business calls, dealing with the budget is very overwhelming from me just sitting in there, so I can only imagine, you know, what she goes through on a daily basis. She has to keep track of just what's earned each month, or what we should be at least earning every month versus actual profit made. Keeping track of all the invoices so the money matches up, and if not, then to have to go back through and go through all of them. She also has guidelines that she goes through. I believe it's called the Candace, if I'm saying that correctly, which is just her responsibilities broken down. She's got hours that she has to do, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, meeting with sales, meeting with the CMT members. But we could go on and on all day about her role. Renee, which is in charge of assisted living, as many of y'all have probably seen around. I've gotten the chance to work in her department with the residents. So I know firsthand about how hectic it could be working on the floor between medicine. But then on top of that, I didn't know how in little details that the DSS regulations can be. And they change periodically, and Renee has done a very well job of keeping up with that and keeping us up with our regulations. I have the environmental services and sales that we did. Sales, we learned about doing community experience. We actually didn't have any at that time, so we got to do just mock ones and learned about how they go on a guide. They have a guide as well. It's called the Compass Rose Guide. And then I learned that I thought we just had a few different floor plans, but learned we have, I think, about 12. It's definitely a lot more than I experienced. And then in dining, as Abby said, we learned just like basic food safety knowledge, cooking temperatures, preventing cross-contamination. And then we all took a test and got our food handler's card. And then I was also able to make creme brulee. I tried it by myself. It was little to no ingredients. But I think I'm going to stick with just buying it pre-made from the store. That's not how we made it at all. David, for our environmental services, with his team, between doing laundry, cleaning apartments, and staying top of the well-being of the community, not only inside but outside as well. His team has done an amazing job trying to stay on top of sanitizing the whole building as we've been going through this pandemic with our daily sanitizing hours every few hours. And they split up and do each floor. They break it down, the common areas and all high-touch places, including the elevators. So David, thank you and your team for all of that.
Thank you.
And Margie for HR, or Human Resources. We learned a lot about the benefits for associates through, or that are offered through here. And one of the key things I learned was about the I-9 verification, which is just simply means showing proof of being able to work in the United States. DSS gives us a grace period to have all the documents within the first days of employment. Since I've been here and Margie has been here, she's gotten us to the point where we do it. They give you 7 days to complete and turn in all the paperwork. We do it in orientation in 1 day. Margie gets it done, so thank you for that.
The whole team does that. But
well, yeah. And then I think, wellness. I learned the process of, we have a Stand Strong. I know all the residents have gone through those. It's about 6 exercises and it takes about 5 minutes or so. So I was able to learn. I even got my own done as well. Julia did one for me. And I was able to do a couple residents. And then we have to input them into the computer. And we do those every 6 months, or try to. And then that way we can see if there's any decline, any progress, and then kind of just evaluate from there. And I think that's about all I have.
Wow.
Well done, and that's all?
There's more, but.
Okay, next up, Nikita.
Good evening, everyone. I hope all is well with you all. It has been a journey this year for us all. I think we all had our challenges. As Melissa said, I didn't think we were going to get to graduate from this program, but they surprised us, and we're here. We made it. So congratulations. Congratulations to all my fellow co-workers, associates. We all did it together. It was a process, but we hung in there. Nobody gave up. So kudos to you guys. We went through all departments: wellness, human resources, sales, dining. I think even some of you guys got to do like lead server with Jessica during dinner one night, and that is a lot. A lot during dinner. Dinner is quite busy. We did environmental services. I think I did a safety meeting with David, and then the other thing that I got to do in environmental services was I had the opportunity to work with the late Ms. Chris Waller in laundry and her techniques of how to fold things and get them so neat and creased and nice and pretty to bring back to the residents, even our tablecloth that dressed our dining tables when we were in meal periods. So that was an experience, and she taught me how to operate those big machines back there and the timers, how to set them and everything. Dining, we did creme brulee, as Melissa talked about. Had never made it, heard of it a million times, never made it. Simple ingredients, but it was quite a technique. So kudos to all the chefs back there who make those great meals every day. We did sales calls with Cam. He let us sit in on a couple of his sales calls where we kind of listened to him get back with potential residents that he was trying to bring in the community, whether it was for a free lunch or come in for an activity or come to get your hair done at the salon. He was constantly reaching out to try to bring more people in and keep our building fully capacitated. So then we also did an event with Liz, sales coordinator. We did an event with her. She was able to do a mock community experience with us, and we were able to get some questions in with her, and she answered them. She did a great job as well. We did a lot. We did, and I don't have a speech. I don't. But I can remember everything that we did, and we did a lot. I worked with Julie in Wellness, putting together a calendar. That's a lot. So kudos to Julia for that, and all her wonderful activities that she comes up with for the residents. It's been a wonderful experience. I thank Margie, I thank FCI, I thank Chrissy for being supportive to each and every one of us. You know, it was not a time that we couldn't reach out and get help or what we needed from them. So I'm just very grateful to be here, to be standing here. And I want to say thank you, and I really appreciate the opportunity.
So well said, Nikita. Thank you. And I have witnessed each of you come out of your shells in different ways, and want to recognize Nikita for going to the semifinals of Spelling Bee with Bunny today. So thank you. All right, now we'll bring up Tammy.
I got a half a sheet. My stash keeps falling. Thank you very much for being up here. Thank you. It was a process for us even getting into the CLA program. We had to not jump through many hoops, but we had to do a couple of different things to see if we were even eligible to do it. And so here are the selectees, and thank you for even having our graduation through this tough and complex times. It's an opportunity just to stand here and represent with my colleagues that are very ambitious. When I first dove into such an amazing program, I was still and am amazed at the work that each department does on a daily, from maintenance to front desk, sash keeps falling, to Chrissy, to wellness, to the sales team, to the dining, to assisted living. I mean, it's ongoing, and to have the opportunity to sit with each of the directors and learn firsthand of the nits and bits and human resources as well of what they do on a daily and how they perform the task and make it seem effortless, and even walk out with a smile. It was just amazing just to go through and share that experience with them. My best department, and still will always be my best department, is wellness. I just love the wellness team and what it all entails and what we do for the residents, and I always will have this quote we are not here to run your lives, we're here to enhance your lives. And we do that on a daily, and I think it shows with the programs that we curtail for you, and to see the attendance come into our programs, it just shows that you like what you see and you want to keep doing it. So we're going to be here to make sure you experience it and have fun with it. The Stand Strongs, and all the residents in here knows, I'll do a stand strong anywhere. I've called them in the laundry rooms. I've called them waiting on their rides at transportation. Hey, do you have 2 minutes? And most of them in here can tell you I've called them everywhere just to get that stand strong done. And what about the stand strong is we do them every 6 months for the residents. What we're looking for is we're looking at numbers. We're looking, have they fallen? Have they may have come into a relapse? Have they come back from a rehab center, which they automatically have to do a stand strong, because we want to see where they are. And we go back to them in 6 months to see their numbers. Are you improving? Do you still need to